Sports build character.
You learn how to be resilient.
You learn how to communicate.
You learn advocacy. How can I advocate for what I need and what everyone else needs?
You learn how to be a team member.
You learn how to strategize.
It teaches you how to be grateful for your body, no matter what it looks like.
You learn how to lose.
Learning how to sit in failure and be different the next time you try it.
You learn how to be a gracious winner, to win with pride, but be humble.
We're recognizing successes, but for every moment that they succeeded, there is hundreds of where they didn't.
You have to dive deep to participate. It's just something that you do, it's ingrained in you.
What Sportswomen does is it brings us all together, and you realize that there are women that are accomplishing things that I didn't even know were possible, and to levels and extremes that is just nothing if not completely admirable.
The mission of Sportswomen of Colorado is to promote, honor, and empower girls and women in sport. We honor girls, women, coaches of girls, men who have been outstanding supporters for girls and women.
Women that are Olympians, a grandmother, a high schooler.
We honor a lot of different sports: basketball,
Running,
softball,
triathlon,
lacrosse,
skiing,
swimming,
flag football,
golf,
biking,
wrestling,
skydiving,
gymnastics,
anything you can think of.
Sportswomen of Colorado was started in 1974 by a woman named Jerry Cunningham. She was on the board of the YWCA. Title IX had been put in place, and she thought, well, wait, we have all these great athletes. We need to celebrate women publicly. And so she got together with Joni Birkeland, and they talked about this, and they decided, okay, I think we can do this. I happened to see Diane Wendt. She had just been to this banquet where there were 28 women celebrated for their athletic prowess. She's like, oh, Laura, I've got to get into that organization. And it was Sportswomen of Colorado. The first celebration, the media selection committee was in the basement of the YWCA building. And they were on folding chairs and they were eating bologna sandwiches. Joy Burns said, oh no, we can't do this. I have to get involved and we can have the meetings at the Burnsley Hotel. And so those were four very powerful women that really started and got Sportswomen of Colorado moving.
Sportswomen started saluting women in sports long before it was fashionable.
Title IX was so important to women's sports because generally there were no sports for girls.
Sports were initially made by men for men.
Colorado didn't really even have sanctioned sports until 1975, and so with the enactment of Title IX, that opened the door. When we first started, we were the first organization in the country to celebrate girls and women in sport. We had such a wide variety of athletes that we celebrated. No other state has done that, even to this day. Giving honors and awards publicly to girls and women through Sportswomen of Colorado gives the athletes a sense of pride.
It's bringing to light our gifts, our uniquenesses, and how we impact sports.
Most athletes who make it to a certain level, they're not focused on the end result of awards or recognition or accolades. And I think what's really special about Sportswomen of Colorado is that it allows those athletes to pause and think about what it is that they accomplished and the younger girls that they inspired. And it creates a moment in time for us to soak it in.
You know, when you see athletes out there and they're celebrated and they're placed in media, it shows that someone cares about young women and sports.
Sportswomen of Colorado, just flat out gives opportunities through the camp scholarships and giving girls the opportunity to attend sports camp. That's something that's incredibly admirable about what Sportswomen of Colorado does.
In 2001, Sportswomen of Colorado decided that we needed to branch out and not just do the banquet. The goal was to give students an opportunity to go to a college campus and participate in a sport camp. We thought, how are we going to make more of an impact? And our camp committee decided to try satellite clinics. And our goal there is to take a college team, match it with a high-impact elementary school, have the college athletes come into the schools, provide the clinic, then they have someone to look up to. When girls and boys are participating in a clinic with the young women who are providing skills clinics, the boys are paying attention, and the boys are not trying to outdo the girls. They're getting corrected as well in their skills. So it's a really good learning situation. One of the teachers at Northridge Elementary told me the behavior of the boys in the classrooms of the 4th graders and 5th graders became so much better. They were so much more respectful to the girls, to their teachers, and that has carried throughout the year. We've had over 1,200 girls participate in the camp and clinic program.
Back in 1975, this organization had the visibility and the intent to create a safe space for female athletes to be recognized and supported.
There needs to be acknowledgement of women in sports and their accomplishments. We also want to create a community where people can come together, celebrate one another, and grow.
One of the most important things is that women support other women and girls support other girls. Instead of tearing each other down, we're lifting each other up.
Our organization has survived on people willing to volunteer.
They do it because they love it. So I think when you just look at the women that are behind the scenes, it's encouraging to know that it's in the right hands.
Sportswomen of Colorado wants to stay on the same path that we're on now, but grow in ways of getting more sponsorships, finding ways where we can collaborate with other organizations, raising awareness in women's sports, and bringing more attention to the needs of women in sports.
I think what's most important within the next 50 years is that we are still celebrating girls and women in sport.